All right. Good morning. My name is Judge Healis. You are here today for first appearance. Before court today, I reviewed all of the probable cause affidavits in your case. I've already decided whether there was probable cause for your arrest. If I find there was no probable cause, you will be released today. That does not mean that your case is dismissed. It just means that the law enforcement officer did not give me what I needed to find probable cause today. And you will be given a new court date. If I found probable cause, I will then ask you some questions to determine whether your bond will be increased, decreased, stay the same, or whether there will be any other conditions of bond that will be imposed on you. Please only answer the questions that I'm asking you here today. They are designed not to violate your right to remain silent and specifically formatted not to get you into any more trouble. You have the right to have a lawyer represent you at each stage of these proceedings. If you cannot afford to hire one. I will appoint the public defender's office for you today. At this time, I'd like everyone to raise your right hand so I can place you under oath. Solemnly swear or affirm the testimony before the court today is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Go ahead and put your hands down. As I call your name, please come forward. Jail, do we have certain groups there right now?
We have everybody here, Your Honor.
All right, just checking. Thank you. Can I have Laura Harris? Can I have your date of birth?
September 4th, 1979.
All right. You are here this morning for a domestic battery. I found probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you, ma'am?
Yeah, I don't have no money.
All right. I will appoint the public defender's office in criminal history state.
Yes, Judge. It appears that it is out of several different states. Looks like there might have been something on May 5th in Gainesville, a battery. There was a withhold and then an assault that was no prost. That was May 5th. There are some cases out of Georgia that from 2016 that do not have a disposition. They're driving and drug cases. In North Carolina, this is where the majority of our cases are from. 2002, obtaining property by false pretense. 2003, felony probation, violation of probation.
Your Honor, all these charges are old, more than 10 years, so I don't see their relevance.
All right. Ms. Harris, do you think that I can't count?
No, ma'am, I didn't say that, but I'm just wondering why she's bringing up stuff.
You don't have to wonder. You don't have to wonder. You have to listen.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
2002, another obtaining property by false pretense. 2002, obtaining property and services by cheat. 2003, obtaining property and services by cheat. There's 6 of those charges. In 2005, she was discharged from North Carolina prison. In 2009, she had a sale or delivery of cocaine, a sale or delivery of counterfeit substance, obtaining property by false pretenses, sale or delivery of counterfeit substance, obtaining property by false pretenses. 2009, a driving charge along with resisting an officer. In 2010, a possession with intent to sell or deliver a Schedule II narcotic. 2010, a sale of a Schedule II narcotic. 2010, another driving charge. 2010, possession with intent to sell a Schedule II, create, sell, or deliver a counterfeit controlled substance, cheating on property or services, create, sell, or deliver counterfeit controlled substance, cheating on property of service or on property of services. 2012, there was a felony conspiracy. 2013, defrauding a drug or alcohol test, a conspiracy, and resisting an officer without violence. In 2015, there was a failure to appear on a possession of marijuana. It does not have a disposition on that, though. 2011, out of South Carolina, there was a disorderly conduct. And in from New Mexico. There are charges from the 90s. There's a battery on a law enforcement officer from 1998, 1997, an aggravated battery on a peace officer. Those do not have known dispositions.
Ms. Harris, I have an address for you on Frampton Ave in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
I've lived there for about 5 years now.
Do you have a job?
No, ma'am, I get disability and I go to school.
I need to order that you have no contact with Joseph Harris. Don't have any contact with him whatsoever. Do not email, do not call, do not write. Do not go within 500 feet of where he lives, works, goes to school, or his vehicle. No social media or technological contact with him whatsoever. If you have any contact with Mr. Harris while this case is pending, you could be charged with another crime and held without bond. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. But how do I stay away? That's my home, too. He lives at my house, too.
Okay.
I don't have anywhere else to live. I mean, I guess I could probably try to go live with my mom, but we live together. We're married. I don't have anywhere else to go.
Okay, well, you can stay right where you're at then. I need to hold you until 4 o'clock today in case he needs to file any civil paperwork against you. So you're going to be there until 4 o'clock. I'm going to set your bond at $25,000, and we're going to see you back to court on June 12th at 8:15.
Okay.
Elizabeth Howe. Have your date of birth.
21083.
You are here today for possession of methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia. Your bond amounts are currently $6,000. I found probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes.
I'll appoint the public defender's office, and I'm going to ask the state if you have criminal history, okay? State?
Yes. In 2018, she had a violation of probation. In 2015, she had a failure to appear. In 2015, there was a possession of paraphernalia, possession of hydromorphone. In 2015, no valid driver's license, possession of a controlled substance, possession of paraphernalia, unlawfully possessing 4 or fewer identity cards, 2014, a violation of probation, 2007, violation of probation, 6, violation of probation, 2006, a possession of methamphetamine, possession of paraphernalia, 2006, petty theft, 2002, possession of drugs without prescription.
Ms. Howe, I have an address here on Rose Cottage Way in Land O'Lakes. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
About 4 years.
Do you have a job?
Not at the moment.
I'm going to set the bond account number 1 at $10,000, account number 2 at $2,000. We'll see you back to court on June 22nd at 1:30 in the afternoon. Martha Johnson. Ms. Johnson, can I have your date of birth, please?
10/27/76.
You were here today for a failure to appear out of Pasco County. They've set a bond at $5,013. It looks like it's some type of traffic case, maybe a driving on suspended driver's license or something like that, but it's hard to tell. Jill, can you tell me, have they started conducting transport yet?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right, ma'am, can you tell me for this, do you know what the charge was?
It was my license was expired.
Okay, driving with expired driver's license? Okay, and were you on probation for that, or is it just the new charge?
They gave me 6 months probation, and then
I had to get my driver's license before the 6 months was up, and I was born in Kentucky. So like when they pulled me over, they took my ID, and I couldn't get a new birth certificate.
All right, so this is probably a violation of probation then?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so what we can do, it doesn't sound like they're conducting transport yet at the jail, so we can't really get you to Pasco County to take care of it. What I can do is I'll keep the bond the same. We'll see if we can have our attorneys here reach out to Pasco County, see what the offer is, and see if there's any way that we can take care of your case here, maybe sometime within the next week, okay?
Okay.
All right. So I think, should we put it on a status check for a week just to keep track of it?
I think that's probably best.
All right. So we'll do, what's a week from today?
Today is the 1926th.
So next Tuesday is the 26th? All right, put on a status check for next Tuesday, the 26th, and see where we are. Make sure she's either bonded out or can take care of it that day. Thanks. Nathalie Gomes?
Yeah, like.
Can I have your date of birth?
1372.
Okay, you are here today for a DUI. It looks like enhanced DUI because it looks like you blew over the .15. There's probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
I have an attorney. I like to call my attorney.
Who is that?
Zolan. Stink. Sorry.
Would you say Zolan? Zolan?
Zoland. Stink. SPINK.
Okay, where's he out of?
She's in Newport Richie.
That's a new name for me. I haven't heard that one yet. All right, so I'm going to ask the state about your prior record, okay?
Judge, I don't show any prior record.
All right, ma'am, I have an address for you on Sandridge Boulevard in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Correct.
How long have you lived there?
2 years.
Do you have a job?
Yes. Supposed to be there this morning.
What kind of work do you do?
I work in the medical field.
Okay.
I also have 2 children at home.
Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and release you today. You're going to be ROR'd, and I need to see you back to court on June 12th at 8:15 in the morning, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thomas Jones? Can I have your date of birth?
10/18/70.
Okay. You are here today for driving on suspended driver's license. They charged you with habitual. I'm not really sure whether it's a felony or not. They really didn't give me what I needed because it looks like mostly financial. But I'll at least find probable cause for the misdemeanor. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes, ma'am.
Appoint the public defender's office and any criminal history.
Yes, Judge. In April of this year, he had a retail grand theft.
What happened with that?
Was dropped.
It was dropped? Okay.
Citrus County.
Okay.
He was released from prison in March of 2019, having been there since February of 2016. In 2015, he had a felony driving on a suspended license, a felony petty theft. In 2015, he had a fraudulent use of identification information, fraudulent use of credit card, 2 of those. There was a failure to appear, a grand theft, 2 grand thefts. In 2015, there was another grand theft. He was in custody in DOC from, I just have the start date of August of 2012.
Okay.
And it looks like, actually I found it's August of 2014 he was released. 2012, a failure to appear. 2011, a retail grand theft. 2012, grand theft. 2011, violation of probation. Fraudulent use. False ID given to law enforcement. petty theft, 2011, driving on a suspended license. Was in DOC from September of 2009 through December of 2010. 2009 petty theft, resisting or obstructing, trespass, failure to appear, violation of probation. 2009 resisting or obstruction, trespassing. He was in DOC from May of 2008 through March of 2009. 2007, criminal use of personal identification. Failure to appear, grand theft with an unknown disposition on it. 2007, driving on a suspended license. Obstruction without violence, petty theft. He was in DOC from November of 2003 through December of 2006. Looks like there were, that was as a result of violation of probation, so there's numerous ones of those. Providing a false name to law enforcement in 2003, loitering and prowling, dealing in stolen property. Another dealing in stolen property, 2003 burglary of a structure, obstruction without violence. In DOC from May of 2002 through April of 2003. Those burglaries, he was arrested for those on April 23rd. He was released April 1st. 2001, dealing in stolen property. Burglary of a structure, grand theft, burglary of a structure, 2001 grand theft, burglary of a structure, 1999 violation of probation, 98 obstruction, no valid driver's license, and then he has older charges from New York from the late 80s to early 90s.
Mr. Jones, I have an address for you on Harrow Road in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Ma'am, I didn't hear that.
I have an address for you on Harrow Road in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
On and off 20 years.
Do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
Landscaping.
All right, I'm going to set your bond at $10,000. We need to see you back to court on June 22nd at 1:30 in the afternoon, okay? James Kopp. Can I have your date of birth?
1492.
You are here today for possession of methamphetamine. Driving while your license is suspended or revoked and possession of drug paraphernalia. Your bonds are currently $4,000. There's probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Ma'am, that's
All right, I see you have a couple open cases, or one open case right now in front of, looks like Judge Hitzman, for a petty theft. Do you have the public defender's office representing you in that case as well?
yeah.
They are representing you, or already?
I think so.
Okay. If they're not, we'll go ahead and appoint them just to be sure. I don't think that they are. All right. So I show that you committed this petty theft. The allegation is that you committed this petty theft on April 25th, that you are supposed to be in court on June 19th. And in the meantime, you picked up these charges last night. So there's probable cause to believe that you committed a felony and 2 misdemeanors while you were free on a pending misdemeanor case. As such, I'm going to recommit you on the 2020 MM 1189 case. I'm going to keep the bonds in this case the same at $2,000, $1,000, and $1,000, and we'll see you back to court on June 22nd at 1:30.
Ma'am, so I'm not able to bond that?
You're not able to bond out at this time, no, sir.
Okay.
You want me to put this one at 612 as well?
I'm sorry?
Do you want me to put this according there at 622, it should be 619?
Well, I think that's a misdemeanor, and this is a felony,
Okay.
so they get two separate court dates. Christopher Moyes?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I have your date of birth?
4576.
All right. You are here today for a felony domestic battery by strangulation. I found probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes, please, ma'am.
I'll appoint the public defender's office. Any criminal history statement?
Yes, Judge. He actually had a battery second offense that came in March of 2020 that was dropped. He had an aggravated battery on a pregnant person from April of 2019 that was dropped. In 2018, he had a battery that was no prost, another battery that was no prost. In 2013, a battery that was no frost, that appears to be domestic in nature. In 2011, he had a domestic battery that he was found guilty on. 2009, a DUI. 2008, disorderly intoxication. A battery. 2006, possession of cocaine. That's all out of Florida. Then out of Ohio, I believe, there was a 2001 possession of drugs, possession of criminal tools, attempted misuse of credit cards from 2002. There was a disorderly conduct and a domestic violence from 1999. And then in 2016, out of Louisiana, he had a resisting an officer, a domestic violence, disturbing the peace, and then there was a terrorizing charge that was no prost.
Mr. Moyes, I have an address for you. I don't have an address for you. Where do you live in these days?
I'm currently living with my mother, ma'am.
Okay, where does she live?
3408 Portillo Road, Spring Hill.
Okay, how long have you lived there?
I've been on and off there for a little over 2 years now, ma'am.
Do you have a job?
I'm just getting ready to go back to work, ma'am, with COVID the state starting to work again.
What kind of work do you
I
do?
haven't yet, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a roofer.
I need to order that you have no contact with Hannah Davis. Don't have any contact with her whatsoever. Do not call, do not write, do not email. Do not go within 500 feet of her residence, employment, school, or vehicle. No social media or technological contact with her whatsoever. If you have any contact with Hannah while this case is pending, you could be charged with another crime and held without bond. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
I need to hold you until 4 o'clock today in case she wants to file any civil paperwork against you. I'm going to set your bond at $10,000, and we'll see you back to court on June 22nd at 1:30.
Thank you, ma'am.
Todd Redmond. Can I have your date of birth?
December 7th, 1986.
Okay, you were here today for possession of methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia, and a grand theft auto. There's probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office on each of your cases?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I see you have an open case right now for fraudulent use of identification in front of Judge Merritt, and that is set for court, it looks like June 2nd. Do you have a public defender on that case as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. All right. There's probable cause to believe that you committed other crimes while you were out on bond, on a $2,000 bond on the fraudulent use of an identification case. I'm going to recommit you on the 2019 CF 2154 and revoke your bond on that case. I'll keep all the bonds on these cases the same, $5,000, $1,000, and $2,000, and we'll see you back to court on June 2nd at 1:15. Sean Sparks. All right, Sean, can I have your date of birth?
3/27/84.
All right, looks like you got something going on in West Virginia. It appears to be charges of burglary, and there's no bond on that. I'm not sure whether they're new charges or it's a violation of probation. They don't give me that information, but you have a choice that you need to make today. Your first option is that you can choose to have an extradition hearing. We will schedule that hearing. We have up until 60 days to schedule that hearing. At that hearing, a representative from West Virginia will come, and they will have to prove to a judge that you are the correct subject of their warrant and that they do have a valid warrant for your arrest. If they show both of those things, they will take you into their custody at that time. Your second option is that you can give West Virginia 15 days to decide whether to come and get you. I'm not sure how that's working now, whether they're even able to do that with everything going on. But if they do say they're coming to get you within that 15 days, then you will have to go with them within that 15 days. If they don't come get you within that 15 days, then we will release you. So do you want to put West Virginia on that 15-day clock right now?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and sign that piece of paper that the deputy's giving you. All right, we'll put you in for a status check in a couple weeks, and we'll see where we are with West Virginia, okay?
I appreciate
All
it.
right, thank you. Joseph Hinsman? Oh, I'm sorry, am I keeping you awake?
No, I about fell.
Alrighty.
Standing up.
Can I have your date of birth?
March 12, 1982.
All right, you were here today for a violation of probation. It looks like it's out of Orange County. It looks like you have another case there, driving on suspended driver's license.
It's both the same. I got sentenced to both of them at the same time to probation.
Okay, so this is probably a violation of probation on that as well?
I'm guessing.
Okay. All right, that could be. I have very limited information, but they want you held no bond until they can come get you. I'm not really sure where that stands right now, if they're even able to come get you right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on a status check. I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the young lady before you. Is I'm going to put you on a status check a week from today. We're going to see if we can reach out to Orange County, some of the prosecutors and defense attorneys there. Did you have a public defender?
Yes, I did.
Okay. We'll reach out to them, see if there's any way that we can figure out if we can resolve your case here or whether they're going to come and get you. But it's no bond for right now. We'll see you back in a week, okay?
All right.
All right, thanks. Bless you. Richard Burns. Can I have your date of birth?
9/2/1980.
All right, you are here today. You have some things going on in Pasco County. It looks like 2 failure to appears. I'm not really sure what the cases are. It looks like some type of failure to prevent vicious behavior by an animal. But there's 2 separate cases. They have bond amounts right now at $513 and $123. So you can certainly bond out on those. Do you think you're going to be able to bond out?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we'll keep the bond the same. You bond out, and you have to get in touch with Pasco County about when they can reset your court date, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Michael Eberup. Can I have your date of birth?
August 20th, 1999.
All right, you were here today for a violation of probation, a possession of marijuana with intent to sell, possession of hash, and possession of paraphernalia. There's probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you in each of these cases?
Yes, please.
Appoint the Public Defender's Office. For the violation of probation, that's no bond, and Judge Merritt wants you to have no bond until you appear back in front of him on June 9th at 9 a.m. And then for the new charges, we'll go ahead and keep the bonds the same, 2,000, 5,000, 1,000, and we'll set that for the same court date on June 9th at 9 a.m. See you back to court then.
Thank you.
Fontavia Merriweather. Can I have your date of birth?
12/7/93.
You are here today for an armed robbery, home evasion, and 2 counts of aggravated battery. There's probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the Public Defender's Office to represent you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office, and just so you're aware, it looks like the offense on these were back in December of 2019 and January of 2020. Criminal history?
Judge, he has 2
Yeah, I
pending,
see it's pending cases.
and I think one of them he was already RCO'd on.
Yep, he's no bond on those 2, yes.
Okay. And he has from 2018 a violation of pretrial release. In 2018, he has, looks like some charges that he was found not guilty on. In 2017, there's an aggravated battery and criminal mischief. In 2017, simple battery. He was in DOC from April of 2014 through April of 2015. And that was on, looks like, robbery without a weapon. That was from 2013.
Okay, Fontavia, I have an address here in Walnut Place in Ocala. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am. Would there be any way I can get my bond? Would I have a child due any day? How often is at least I can be there?
Well, you're already no bond on your 2 misdemeanor cases. So I know those are set for tomorrow, I think.
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna try to resolve those tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. But I'm not going to ROR you or even lower your bond on this case. Based on your prior history, based on the facts and circumstances in this case, based on the fact that you were released from prison less than 5 years ago, based on all of those things, I'm not going to do that. So I'll go ahead.
I came home 6 years ago.
I'm sorry?
I came home 6 years ago.
Okay. So.
And of my prior charges, I've been convicted of 1 misdemeanor and 2, 1 felony and 2 misdemeanors.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and keep the bonds the same, and we'll see you back to court on June 22nd at 1:30, okay? Thank you. Brianne Lucy?
Judge,
Hello. Hi, good morning.
Ms. Lucy,
Ms. Lucy, your attorney, you have the public defender, and I don't know if you can see him on your camera, but that's him speaking. Go ahead.
I'm actually standing in for Mr. Shaw on this. It's 20 MM 1290. It is an M1 trespass. She is a PD client. The agreement is 10 days time served, 10 days credit, and I believe there will be fines, court costs, cost of prosecution, and a PD fee.
With an adjudication, but yes.
And she did not have any type of felony or anything.
Okay, but she's got a history of trespass in June of 2017, December 2018, July 2019, October 2019.
Yes, ma'am.
DUI in November of 2009. So.
I understand it would be an adjudication, and the comment about the felony really concerned the claim.
How long has she been in custody for? 10 days?
10 days. Actually 11, Judge. Today is the 19th, so it's been 11 days.
I'm not going to accept the 10 days. We'll do 30, and we can do an end date of June 10th.
Miss Lucy, did you hear the judge? The judge indicated that she is not going to accept the 10-day offer from the state, and she has indicated that she will sentence you to 30 days if you want to plead now. If not, we can leave you. We know when her next court date is scheduled.
So if I plead guilty today, I can just do the 30.
Yeah, you'll do the 30 days, and your release date should be on June 10th, if my calculations are correct.
That's fine.
Okay. All right, do you understand that by taking this plea today, you're giving up your right to go to trial?
Yeah.
Giving up your right to confront the witnesses against you, call witnesses on your own behalf, and you're giving up your right to have the state prove the case against you. Do you want to give up those rights in order to take care of this case today?
Yeah.
With regard to this trespass charge in 2020 MM 1290, how do you plead? Complete no contest.
Guilty.
Okay. Accept your plea of guilty. I find it's freely and voluntarily entered. Adjudicate you guilty. Sentence you to 30 days in the Hernando County Jail. Give you credit for the 11 days that you have in. You will be released on June 10th. And that should satisfy this case. You will have fines and court costs and the cost of incarceration and the public defender fee assessed against you, ma'am. Thank you. Group 1. All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Judge Helix. You're here today for first appearance. Before court today, I already reviewed the paperwork and probable cause affidavits in your case. I have already decided whether there was probable cause for your arrest. If I find there was no probable cause, you will be released today. That does not mean that your case is dismissed. It just means that the law enforcement officer did not give me what I needed in order to find probable cause. You will need to come back to court another day. If I found probable cause, I will then ask you some questions to determine whether your bond will stay the same, be increased, decreased, or whether you will have any bond conditions assessed against you. Please only answer the questions that I'm asking you. They are designed not to violate your right to remain silent and formatted not to get you into any more trouble. You have the right to have an attorney represent you at each stage of these proceedings. If you cannot afford to hire one, I will appoint the public defender's office for you today. At this time, I'd like everyone to raise your right hand so I can place you under oath. Solemnly swear or affirm testimony before the court will be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Yes? Yes. Thank you. As I call your name, please come forward. Timothy Kiefer.
I don't have one on Sawinski.
Right.
Do you have a 2 on Sawinski?
Mr. Kiefer, what's your date of birth?
7/16/92.
Okay, you were here today for a misdemeanor violation of probation. It's based on a warrant that I signed on March
No idea
2nd.
what that is.
If you want to resolve your case today, probation is looking for 30 days in jail. We'll give you credit for the 2 days that you have in. Is that something you'd like to do?
Do what?
Would you like to resolve your case today for 30 days in the Hernando County Jail? Give you credit for the 2 days that you have in.
Kiefer.
Yeah.
Okay, do you understand that by admitting that you violated your probation, that you're giving up the right to have a hearing?
I probably don't want to do that then.
You want to have a hearing? Okay.
Yeah.
We will go ahead and, do you want the public defender to represent you at that hearing?
Yeah, I also have a question too. So that means I'll pretty much stay here, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want the public defender? Yes?
I'll just take the 30 days in, and if I'm going to be here either way, I might as well stay here.
Okay. Do you understand that by admitting that you violated your probation, you're giving up your right to have a hearing?
Yes.
Giving up your right to confront witnesses at that hearing, call your own witnesses at that hearing, and you're giving up your right to have the state attorney's office prove that you violated your probation. Do you want to give up those rights in order to take care of this case today?
Mm-hmm.
So yes?
You want that?
Yes.
With regard to the violation of probation on this possession of paraphernalia charge in 2019 MM 819, do you admit that you violated your probation?
Yes.
I accept your admission. I find it's freely and voluntarily entered. I revoke and terminate your probation. Adjudicate you guilty. Send you to 30 days in the Hernando County Jail. Give you credit for the 2 days that you have in. You will have the cost of prosecution and the cost of incarceration assessed against you, and you can make payment arrangements for those when you get out of jail, okay?
All right.
Thank you. Tyler Beal. Can I have your date of birth?
00897.
You are here today for possession of methamphetamine and possession of paraphernalia and a grand theft. There's probable cause for each of those. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes.
Okay, sir, I'll appoint the public defender's office in both of your cases. I do see that you have a pending charge here of driving on a suspended driver's license in front of Judge Hisman on June 22nd. There's probable cause to believe that you were out on bond when you committed that offense. As such, I'm going to recommit you on the 20 CT 637. Right now, that's set for June 26th, but if there's any way to resolve that sooner, we'll see if we can get you in sooner. Do you have a public defender on that case?
No, ma'am.
Do you want the public defender on that case?
Yes.
I'll go ahead and appoint the public defender on the CT 637 case. Your bond amounts on these cases are going to stay the same, and you have a court date on June 1st at 1:30.
Okay.
Thank you. Jacob Jericho.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I have your date of birth?
April 17th, born in 1990, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Jericho, you were here today for a domestic battery, the victim being your brother Robert. There's probable cause for your arrest, and you also have a petty theft. There's probable cause for that as well. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead and do that. And then, is there any criminal history?
Yes, Your Honor, and he was released from DOC in 2016. He also has multiple felony batteries where they were already second or subsequent offenses, and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. He was a juvenile.
Okay.
Also an assault.
Is there any way that I could get a bond today, or?
Sir, I don't have an address for you. Where do you live?
Right now, I got a job outside, and I just got it, and it was a good job. I was going to get me a place. I don't got one right now.
Okay, so you don't have a place to live and no job, right?
I have a job, but I just got to get to it.
Okay, what kind of work do you do?
I work at Path Landscaping.
Okay.
I was wanting to see if I can get OR so I can go to work tomorrow.
Okay, did you hear anything that I said at the beginning?
No, ma'am. You said that you found probable cause.
Okay, I mean at the beginning when you all just sat down. All right, just pay attention, okay? I'm going to order that you have no contact with Robert. Don't have any contact with him whatsoever. Do not call, do not write, do not email, do not go within 500 feet of where he lives, works, goes to school, or his vehicle. No social media, electronic contact with him at all. I need to hold you until 4 o'clock today, pursuant to statute. It's a domestic battery, so pursuant to statute, you cannot get ROR'd on that, so you're not going to get an ROR today. Based on your prior record and having been released from prison in 2016, you're not going to get ROR'd either. So, let's see. I'm going to set your bond at $1,000 on the domestic battery, and the petty theft will stay the same at $1,000. And we're going to see you back to court on June 3rd at 9 a.m. If you have any contact with your brother Robert while this case is pending, you could be charged with another crime and held without bond.
Yes, ma'am.
Brian Carpenter? Can I have your date of birth?
3/14/1990.
All right, Mr. Carpenter, you are here today for a domestic battery. I did not find probable cause for your arrest. Specifically, in the probable cause affidavit, there was no evidence that anything was done against the will of the victim pursuant to Florida Statute 784.03. As such, you're going to be released today, ROR. You do have to come back to court on June 3rd at 9 a.m. And in the meantime, as a condition of your ROR, you'd have no violent contact with Nina Wilson. Do you understand that? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am. I hear you.
Okay. When's your court date?
My court date?
Yes.
June 4th.
June 3rd. Coming on June 4th, you're gonna be in big trouble.
No, I understand.
Okay, and you're at the, Sarasota Street address in Brooksville?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. We'll see you back to court June 4th.
Thank you, Deb.
Timothy Davis? Can I have your date of birth?
4/21/67.
You are here today for a violation of an injunction. There's probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
I have to have, yes.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender. Right, stop. Only answer the questions that I'm asking you. So stop right there. I'm going to ask the state attorney a question, and you don't say anything. Any criminal history?
Yes, he was in DOC in 2018. He must have been released sometime in 2019. He has multiple misdemeanors for like paraphernalia, and then there's a resisting without violence in 2018. There's a felony battery in 2018. Were misdemeanors. He also was released from DOC in 2004. I believe there was another DOC released from DOC in 2000. That was due to an aggravated fleeing or attempting to elude police. And a lot of it is out of Pinella, so it doesn't look like he has, I don't know what his ties to this community are.
Okay.
Ag bat with a deadly weapon in 95.
All right, Mr. Davis, I have an address for you on Thrasher Ave in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, how long have you lived there?
How
long have you lived there?
About 5 years.
Do you have a job?
Well, I do have a job, yes, but I also get Social Security income.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm clearing my property, ma'am. I'm trying to put in a campground on my property on 17 acres.
Okay. I'm going to set your bond at $5,000. I'm going to order that you have no contact with Frank Roach. There is still an injunction in place indicating that you are not to go near him or have any contact with him. And I'm going to tell you that again today. You have a court date on June 3rd at 9 a.m. We'll see you back to court then.
Ma'am, I have no way of getting $5,000 bonds. Can I have ORO?
No, sir.
Okay. Judge, while we have a little bit of a break here, did you receive the forwarded email from Judge Clear?
Yes.
Okay.
I spoke to her yesterday.
I figured you probably had. I just wanted to send that along. I got that from the state attorney. That's all. Other county. When you're busy.
course, that's Chris.
Okay, we're all set with group 2?
Probably wouldn't be anything.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Judge Healis. You're here today for first appearance. Before court today, I have already read through the probable cause affidavits in your case. I have already determined whether there is probable cause for your arrest or not. If I determine there was not probable cause, you will be released today. That does not mean that your case is dismissed. That just means that the law enforcement officer did not give me what I needed in order to find probable cause, and you will need to come back to court another day. If I found probable cause, I will then ask you some questions to determine whether your bond will stay the same, increase, decrease, or whether you have any other bond conditions assessed against you. Please only answer the questions that I'm asking you here today. They are designed not to get you into any more trouble and designed not to violate your right to remain silent. If you cannot afford to have an attorney represent you, I will appoint the public defender's office for you today. At this time, I'd like everyone to raise your right hand so I can place you under oath. Solemnly swear or affirm the testimony before the court will be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Very good. Put your hands down as I call your name. Please come forward. Robert Jericho. Mr. Jericho, can I have your date of birth?
1/8/86.
You were here today for a domestic battery with regards to your brother Jacob. There's probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
That's the thing.
Okay, we're not here for an argument. I read the probable cause affidavit. I know what happened. At this time, I find probable cause for a battery against you and one committed by you. It's up to your attorney and the state attorney's office to work out anything else. We're not here for argument today. What I want to know is, do you want the public defender's office to represent you and help you with this case?
Yes.
I'll appoint the public defender's office. I'm now going to ask the state attorney's office if you have a prior criminal history.
We did not
No.
receive the history we usually have, and based on CSIS, it looks like just maybe some dropped charges
Okay.
that are old.
All right. Mr. Jericho, I have an address here on Malvern Street in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
A year and a half now.
Okay. Do you have a job?
No, ma'am. I'm in the process of getting disability, but the offices are closed because of the coronavirus.
Okay. All right. I need to order that you have no contact with Jacob at this time. Don't go near him. Don't talk to him. Don't go within 500 feet of his residence, school, employment, vehicle. No social media, technological contact, or third-party contact with him at all. I need to hold you until 4 o'clock today in case there's any civil paperwork that needs to be served upon you. But at this time, I'll set your bond at $100, and we'll see you back to court on June 3rd at 9 a.m., okay?
Okay.
Thanks. Blake Campbell. Can I have your date of birth?
11/17/89.
Okay, you are here today for a DUI and a refusal. There's probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
I'll get an attorney.
Okay, do you know who you're going to hire?
Not off the top of my hand, I have a couple people though.
Okay. All right, I have the driving record. It's showing one prior DUI. Is there any other criminal history? No, I'm not asking you. Not asking you.
I'm sorry.
I'm not seeing paperwork for him, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Sir, I have an address here on Sherman Drive in Hudson. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
For 5 years.
Do you have a job?
2.
What kind of work do you do?
Landscape.
Okay. All right, I'm going to set your bond at $500 each. We'll see you back to court on June 3rd at 9 a.m., okay?
Okay.
Brian Ormsby. your date of birth?
11/1985.
Okay, you are here today for a commercial burglary with over $1,000 in damage. There's probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yep.
Want the public defender's office state any other criminal history?
Yes, there's battery on an officer or firefighter in 2018. That was in Hernando County. There's a possession of controlled substance in 2018. Some dropped possession in 2018. No valid DO. Nothing else.
All right, I have an address here, Maple Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
About 3-4 years now.
Okay. Do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
I work on the shrimp boat.
Okay. All right, I'm going to keep your bond up at $2,000. I'm going to see you back to court on June 1st at 1:30.
That's right.
DeBera Barnett? Oh, no, that's group 3. Do we have group 3?
Yeah, ma'am, we have everything.
Oh, all right. Cool. Good morning. Can I have your date of birth?
2465.
You are here today for an assault on a person over the age, battery on a person over the age of 65. There's probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you, ma'am?
Yes.
I'll appoint the public defender's office. I need to order that you have no contact with Wendell Barnett.
Okay, no problem. I'm
Yeah.
going to the Dawn Center anyways when I get out. It uses me too.
Oh, okay. Well, the problem that we're having here is that you have a pending felony petty theft in 2020 CF 473. You were out on bond on that offense. So I'm going to recommit you on that. I'm going to revoke your bond, and you're going to be held in custody until you appear in court on June 9th on that case.
I got to be in court in Lake Butler on the PTI the 8th.
Okay. Well, I've appointed the public defender in your case. You've got to talk to your public defender about that, okay? Do you have a public defender in the other case?
Yes.
Okay. All right, very good.
So,
no contact with
So
Will Merritt.
I stay here until the 8th. I'm out the night for here.
Yes, ma'am. You're entitled to a bond on this case. I'll set the bond at $1,000. And on this case, we'll see you back to court on June 9th in front of Judge Merritt as well.
So I can get out today if I get bond?
No, ma'am. I'm revoking your bond. We'll see you back to court on June 9th. Michelle Garner?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I have your date of birth?
6/27/85.
You were here today for driving under the influence. There's probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll appoint the public defender's office. I see she's got a 2017 DUI. And I also saw the horrible behavior as written out in the probable cause affidavit. Is there anything else I need to know?
She also has a resisting in 2005, so it's not the first time she's had bad behavior.
Resisting what?
A resisting law enforcement in 2005.
2005.
Yeah.
All right, I have an address here, Mountain Dove Road in Wekiwachi. Is that where you live?
No, ma'am.
All right, where do you live?
11019 Spoonville Road, Wekiwachi.
Okay, how long have you lived there?
Almost a year now.
Okay. Your driver's license, the DMV paperwork has that as just your mailing address, but has your residence on the Mountain Dove Road. Is that not correct?
No, that's not correct.
Okay, you need to get that fixed, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
I work at Cody's Roadhouse as a server.
Okay. All right, well, I have to take in light the fact that this is potentially your second DUI within 5 years, and the combative behavior that was illustrated by you with the jail staff last night or early this morning. And taking all that into consideration, I'm going to set your bond at $5,000. We'll see you back to court on June 3rd at 9 a.m.
Okay.
Nina Wilkins. All right, can I have your date of birth?
4/26/1995.
All right. Ms. Wilkins, you are here today for a domestic battery. I did not find probable cause for your arrest. Specifically, the law enforcement officer did not provide me with any evidence that there was a battery conducted against the will of anybody. As a condition, you're going to be released today, ROR. As a condition of that ROR, I'm going to order that you have no violent contact with Brian Carpenter. He has also been ordered not to have any violent contact with you. If there's any violent contact with either one of you while this case is pending, then both of you will violate this order and you will be held in custody without a bond. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
I need to see you back to court on June 3rd. I'm only finding no probable cause based on that limited fact that they did not give me. That does not mean that they're not going to prosecute your case or be able to have evidence against you at a later date. It just means that I do not have it today. So I'll see you back to court on June 3rd at 9 a.m.
Okay.
Thank you. Zachary Owens. Can I have your date of birth?
11/28/74.
Okay. You are here today for a possession of methamphetamine, 2 counts of possession of controlled substance, count of possession of cocaine, possession of marijuana, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I found probable cause for all 6 of those. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll appoint the public defender's office. You are also here today for a writ of bodily attachment with regard to failing to pay your child support payments. Any other criminal history?
Yes, Your Honor. He was in DOC in 2012. I'm not sure when he was released. He was also released from DOC in 2011. He went in 2010, so he was in twice in a row. He had 2010 fleeing to elude with lights and sirens. He was released from DOC in 2007. It looks like a lot of possession of cocaine, marijuana. I'm also seeing released from prison in 2006, so he's been to prison multiple times, so there's a lot of history. It looks like it's mostly for drugs, driving on suspended. He had a dropped resisting without violence, more drugs. All looks like it's in Hernando County. Cocaine. He has one with intent to sell back in the 90s.
All right, Mr. Owens, I have an address here on Jason Road. Is that where you've been living?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, how long have you lived there?
8 months.
8 months.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have a job?
I'm out of work right now. I was a landscaper.
Okay. Well, when were you last released from DOC? When you went in 2012?
17, ma'am.
2017. Okay. All right. I'm going to set count number 1 at $10,000, count number 2 at $10,000, count number 3 at $4,000, count number 5 at $10,000, count 6, 2, 3, 4, I lost count. So count number 1 is at 10,000, count number 2 is at 10,000, 3 is at 4,000, 4 is at 10,000, count 5 is at 2,000, and count 6 is at 2,000. So should be a total of 37,000. We'll see you back to court on June 1st at 1:30. Did you want the public defender's office to represent you, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll appoint the public defender's office, and someone will reach out to you soon, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
With regard to the written bodily attachment, I'm going to ROR on that. He's going to be in custody, and there's no ability to pay. Thank you. All right. I have a name on the list, but I don't have any paperwork on it. Justina Zawinski, is that someone who bonded? Or?
I got something late yesterday that says she has warrants out of Sumter and Lake County.
Swinsky?
She was arrested here on these warrants.
I don't know. Joe, can you tell me what she's here today for? We don't have any paperwork on her.
Do you know anything about her? That's all we got.
Do you have any other? Okay. 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 It looks like Ms. Zawinski, do you have a Lake County case right now, pending Lake County case?
Yes. I do. Yes.
What is the charge on that case?
Petty theft.
Okay. It looks like, is it a new charge or a violation of probation?
Violation of probation.
So you haven't had any contact with the judges? I don't know.
I just got an email from Corporal Walton yesterday. I'm just looking at it right now, saying that she has a BOP no bond out of Lake County for case 2019 MM 5063. She's been in custody since 4/24. And it just says, is there any way that we can handle this case today?
Well, I see that she also has
I don't know.
something out of Sumter, but maybe she hasn't been served the warrant for that.
I don't have any information on whether they're looking for a time served or reinstatement or anything like that.
I know my mom put in paperwork, I guess, to the judge over in Lake County to be sentenced without being present, so I can be sentenced in this county.
I understand that. I just don't know what the agreed sentence is.
15 days.
Well,
We got it.
okay.
Like, it's my court dockets, that 15 days. Even the detective that brought me in for the investigation, for Anthony Cox.
Do you happen to know the name of your prosecutor in your case, or what judge you're in front of, or anything?
Judge Baxley.
Baxley? Okay. Do you guys have any line to Lake County where you can reach out to somebody?
Yeah, I can reach out to Lake, but I also have to speak to Sumter. I have the names of I printed the.
Do you know what's going on in Sumter County?
I'm on bond.
You've already posted a bond in Sumter?
Yes. And my bond, I don't have a court date until May 29th.
Okay. Is that for a misdemeanor or felony?
Misdemeanor.
Alright, so what do y'all want me to do?
I'll make sure somebody reaches out to Sumter and Lake and find out what they want to do with these. If she has the open Sumter, I don't know if they're gonna.
Okay. Alright, so the only issue is we don't know what the state is. We want to make sure that we're not doing anything that the prosecutor in Lake County doesn't want us to do. Do you have more information?
Okay.
Okay. But it still doesn't have what the sentence should be, right? No. Okay. All right. So,
Like, I know it's in my court dockets online. Like, my mom was even able to look
is
it up.
there anything saying what they're like? Yeah. Yeah. We're just checking right now to see if there's a recommendation from probation. If there is.
I think it's Miss Johnson or Miss Johnson. And she's the one I put in originally for the 15 days.
Yeah. I mean, I see the warrant, I see the violation of probation. There was a violation of probation report and affidavit filed, 7 pages long. So maybe there's something in there that we can.
Yeah, it's the very last docket online.
Yeah.
Because even my mom was able to look it up.
It looks like it might just be for financials.
Because I know my financial stuff, it's supposed to be, they're able to lean on me for what I owe for probation and the restitution fines, and then 15 days times, like 15 days is what they're supposed to give me.
Okay, hold on.
It's the very last docket online.
Okay, we're figuring it out.
Alright.
Your Honor, where do we think the judges put something?
The clerks have access to CSIS. I don't have access to it.
Okay.
So I'm looking at the violation of probation report and affidavit filed on February 2nd.
See if there's a rec on that.
Which I have in my hands right now, because my clerks are amazing.
Should be one of those
All right,
things
so
on
let's
there.
see. Recommendation, okay. Based on the defendant's noncompliance with the instructions, and they're recommending 15 days in jail. Outstanding probation fees and mandatory cost outstanding restitution fees as a lien. So that's the recommendation from probation.
Is that the agreement that we have with the court in Lake?
What do you mean?
The judge that.
Well, this is just the recommendation from probation. Do you want to read it? It's just the.
Yeah, I have it.
Okay.
I just talked to Walton. She said that she was under the assumption that you wanted anyone that was in the circuit that was like here and they couldn't leave.
I don't know what
So that's the only reason they brought her.
Yeah, and that's fine, because I don't know what the offer is.
Right.
I don't know what the judge.
Yeah.
Fees, we're allowed to take fees, but if I don't know what the offer is, I don't know. Okay. So based on that, what do you want me to do?
Here we generally go with the offer from probation, so the 15 days.
Okay. And I think she's got more than that in now, I think. But. She's been in since, how long have you been in on this for, ma'am? The violation of probation? When were you arrested?
The 24th.
Okay. Okay, today's the 8th, so what's that, 14 days?
Well, maybe 7 and 8 would be 15 days, exactly. Counting the 24th.
Well, there's only 30 days in April, right?
Yeah,
So,
but if you
okay,
count
so you
the
count the
day she
24th,
came
gotcha.
in, it'd be 15 days today.
Okay, so she's been 15 days exactly. Okay. So can the jail tell me, is there a hold out of Sumter County on her? So can't do anything if there's a hold.
1 second, Your Honor.
Okay.
Ma'am, we're just showing the Lake County at this time.
Okay.
I haven't missed any court dates in Sumter or anything.
Okay. And that's for possession of paraphernalia?
Yes.
When is your court date set in Sumter?
May 29th.
Okay. Who's that in front of? Do you know Judge Militello?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not really sure how he's doing his pre-trials on the 29th, whether she can go or not. But all right, so here's what we'll do. You have this Lake County violation of probation. The recommendation for probation is 15 days jail. So based on that, I will go ahead and take your plea today and take care of that for Lake County, but you still have this Sumter County issue going on. You have court set on May 29th. You need to reach out to the clerk of court, to the judge's office over there to find out how they are conducting court on May 29th, or if that case has been reset to another time. I'm not really sure what's going on there. Do you understand that by admitting that you violated your probation, that you're giving up your rights to have a hearing?
Yes.
You're giving up rights to confront witnesses at that hearing, call your own witnesses at that hearing, and you're giving up right to have the state prove that you violated your probation. Do you want to give up those rights in order to take care of this case today?
Yes.
Okay, with regard to this violation of probation on this Lake County case 2019 MM 5063, do you admit that you violated your probation?
Yes.
I accept your admission. I find it's freely and voluntarily entered. Adjudicate you guilty, revoke and terminate your probation. Sentence you to 15 days in the Hernando County Jail. I'll give you credit for the 15 days that you have in. You will have the cost of prosecution and the cost of incarceration assessed against you. Did you do all 15 days here in Hernando?
I think so, and I had time in before the date.
Okay.
I don't know if that, all goes through or not.
All right, we'll have the clerk of court figure that out. Okay, so this will clear up this case today. You are releasable on this case today. Just make sure that you don't miss your court date in Sumter County.
Okay, thank you.
And any fines and court costs or restitution that was assessed against you is going to be assessed as a lien now, okay?
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
All right, good morning. My name is Judge Helix. You are here today for first appearance. Prior to court today, I reviewed your probable cause affidavits in your case, and I have already determined whether there's probable cause for your arrest or not. If I determine there was no probable cause, you will be released today. That does not mean that your case is dismissed. It just means that the deputy or the law enforcement officer did not give me what I needed to find probable cause today, and that you will be given a new court date. If I found probable cause, I will ask you some questions to determine whether your bond will stay the same, be increased, decreased, or whether you'll have any bond conditions assessed against you. Please only answer the questions I'm asking you. They are designed not to violate your right to remain silent and specifically formatted not to get you into any more trouble. You have the right to have a lawyer represent you at each stage of these proceedings. If you cannot afford to hire one, I will appoint the public defender's office for you today. At this time, I'd like everyone to raise your right hand so I can place you under oath. Solemnly swear or affirm the testimony before the court will be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. All right, put your hands down as I call your name. Please come forward. Edwin Anaya. Can I have your date of birth, please?
1874.
Okay, you are here today for a violation of probation. It's based on a warrant signed by Judge Toner on April 17th, so there's probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll appoint the public defender's office. Let's see you back to court on June 1st at 1:30, okay?
Yes.
Thank you. Alejandro Graciani.
Ma'am.
Can I have your date of birth, sir?
5495.
You are here today for a grand theft auto, a battery, and law enforcement officer, a misdemeanor battery. I'm sorry, a simple battery, but I believe that's going to be charged as a felony battery, and a criminal mischief. There's probable cause for all four of those. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes, that's fine.
I'll appoint the public defender's office. I do see that he was just released from the Department of Corrections in January of 2018.
Right, it
And
looks like
previous batteries.
he also has an open case in Pasco too.
Yes, that's for the violation of pretrial release, I believe. Right?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So I see that according to your prior record that I need to review to determine upon that you were released from DOC in January of 2018 after serving time for 2 burglaries, dealing stolen property, fraudulent information to a pawnbroker. You were sentenced to 4 years. After you're released from prison, you have been arrested for felony battery, neglect of a child, violation of pretrial release conditions, at least 4 of those, and convicted of those. Disorderly conduct, disorderly intoxication, all after you're released. And before that, before your prison sentence, You had some other violations of an injunction. I have an address for you on Maureen Drive in Holiday, Florida. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
Ever since the day I got out of prison.
Okay. Do you have a job?
Currently, no. I'm in jail.
Okay. As of yesterday, did you have a job?
Huh?
As of yesterday?
No, the coronavirus messed everything up for me. Sorry.
All right. Based on your prior record and the number of pretrial release violations that you have on your record and that you have been convicted of, and I don't know whether he's going to be prison release reoffender or habitual felony offender, I'm not sure.
Timing-wise, it looks like he qualified for both, but we have to check to make sure.
I'm just not sure with the offense. And
Yes, ma'am.
he's charged with grand theft auto, and I'm not really sure, based on these facts, whether it's grand theft auto or carjacking because of how it's written. But
Correct.
That's my girlfriend.
Hey, stop talking. Based on your prior record and based on everything that I've read today, I'm not going to give you bond at this time. Based on the nature and probability of the danger that your release possesses to this community, I don't feel like you are able to be safely put back into our community. So I'm going to hold you no bond. I've appointed the Public Defender's Office, and they can file a motion for bond, and they can do that in front of the judge assigned to your case. Thank you. Daniel Kelly.
You can shut your mouth now.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, can I have your date of birth?
August 19, 1968.
You were here today for aggravated abuse or neglect of an elderly or disabled person and tampering with a victim. There's probable cause for both of those. Did you want the Public Defender's Office to represent you?
No, I'll have a lawyer, please.
Okay. Do you know yet who you're going to hire?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
All right. No problem. We'll be here that you're going to hire private counsel. And any criminal history?
I'm sorry?
I'm going to ask the State Attorney's Office if you have any criminal history.
I don't see any criminal history. I do see that there's a risk protection order in place as of this year.
Am I supposed to
Okay.
answer?
Anything else?
No.
I didn't
All right.
hear.
Sir, I have an address for you on Malio Road in Wikiwachi. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
17 years, ma'am.
Do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
Plumbing.
All right, I'm going to set your bond at $1,000 each. I need to order that you have no contact with Dylan Kelly. Don't have any contact with him whatsoever. Do not call, do not write, do not email, do not go within 500 feet of his residence, employment, school, or vehicle. No text messaging, social media contact, technological contact, or third-party contact with him whatsoever. If you have any contact with Dylan while this case is pending, you could be charged with another crime and held without bond. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
I told you until 4 o'clock today in case he needs to file any civil paperwork against you. You're going to hire a lawyer, and we'll see you back to court on June 1st at 1:30. If those, you need to make sure that if you are not going to be staying at the Malio Road address on Wikiwachi, that you provide the clerk of court with another address in case that court date is changed, okay?
Sure.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Brian Howe.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I have your date of birth?
4/27/68.
All right, you were here today for a fraudulent insurance claim and false report to law enforcement agency. Your total bond amounts right now is $3,000. I found probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the Public Defender's Office, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll point the Public Defender's Office. Any other criminal history?
None that I see here.
All right. I have an address for you on Candlelight Boulevard in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
2.5 years.
All right. Do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do, sir?
Civil engineering.
All right. All right, I'll set your bonds at $500 each. We'll see you back to court on June 1st. Make sure that if for any reason you move, you make sure to update your address with the clerk of court just in case that court date is changed, okay?
Okay.
All right,
Thank you.
Jesus Rosa Santiago. date of birth?
9/27/84.
All right, it looks like you have something going on out of Orange County, a violation of probation. They want you to have no bond until they come and get you, or until we have any contact with them, and they advise us to give you a bond. But for right now, it's no bond, and if they're able to come get you, they will come bring you to Orange County. If not, hopefully we'll hear from Orange County, and we will be able to offer you a bond, but I'm not sure how that's going to go yet, okay?
All right.
All right, thanks. William Steverson? Can I have your date of birth?
January 7th, year 2000.
You are here today for abuse of a disabled person and criminal mischief charge. There's probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes.
Like the public defender's office, any good criminal history?
None that I see here.
All right, I'm going to address you in Westview Court in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
4 to 3 months.
All right. How long have you lived in Hernando County?
4 to 3 months.
All right. Where did you live before that?
Immokalee, Collier County.
All right. Do you have a job?
No.
Need to order that you have no contact with David Bigger. Don't have any contact with him whatsoever. Do not call, do not write, do not email. Do not have anyone else call him, write him, or email him on your behalf. Do not go within 500 feet of his residence, school, employment, or vehicle. No social media or technological contact whatsoever. If you have any contact with him while this case is pending, you can be charged with another crime and held without bond. Do you understand that?
Yes.
I'm going to set your bond at $1,000 each. We'll see you back to court on June 1st. If you move from the Westview Court address, make sure to notify the clerk of court so we can find you if we need to change that court date, okay?
Okay.
Daryl Thomas. Can I have your date of birth?
3/26/2000.
You were here today for a violation of probation. It's based on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt, please. All right. There's probable cause for your arrest. I want you held no bond until you appear back in front of Judge Merritt on May 26th. Are you going to, it looks like you have Peyton Hyslop on some of your cases. Are you going to hire him for this one, or do you want the public defender?
I was thinking about we can resolve this today so I can just get reinstated. Cause I only got like $170 more to pay and I'm done with probation.
Okay.
I got 50 more hours to do.
Okay. Well, the problem is I don't have jurisdiction to help you resolve your felony case today. But we have a court date for you on May 26th. You should be able to resolve it on that day. If there's any way to get you in front of Judge Merritt sooner, we can get you an attorney who can help you do that. Do you want me to appoint you a public defender?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll appoint the public defender's office. Right now it's set for May 26th, but the public defender's office will see what they can do about getting you in earlier, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. William Turney.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Can I have your date of birth?
This is 7/11/81.
You are here today for possession of methamphetamine, possession of marijuana, and driving with an expired driver's license for more than 6 months. Your bond amount is currently $3,500. There's probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll appoint the public defender's office. Any criminal history, state?
Yes, ma'am. It looks all out of
Yes,
state.
ma'am.
Looks all out of state. I'm showing this. Looks like South Carolina. Theft charges, 2007. I believe there's Georgia. There's North Carolina, also theft charges. Looks like 2 of them. That was 2000. Double check and see if there's anything more recent. Looks like the Georgia stuff is controlled substance charges, and those are 2010.
Okay.
And that's all I see.
All right, I have an address for you. Your address is in Georgia. Do you have an address here in Hernando County?
No, you're not.
All right. Where are you staying while you're here?
Here?
Okay, so if you
We're
get,
just passing through.
you're just passing through. So if you get out of jail today, where are you going?
Back to Georgia.
All right, I'm going to set your bond at $500 each. We'll see you back on June 1st at 1:30.
Let me walk. Keep walking. First, stop talking. You're not getting. Hey, stop talking. I told him. You both are one and the same. That's it. I don't care. Knock it off. Look, we were telling you how many times. You don't listen. You can't have contact. Stop talking. You're going to have a long stay. Stop. Stop talking. Another one. Walk together.
Yeah, right. That's my brother.
He's got a wait still. He can sit here.
I'm going home with the kids. Right?
This is everybody, right? Yes. Ma'am, we have everybody else here for you.
All right. I don't see anybody, but. Okay, so my name is Judge Helix. You're here for first appearance. Before court today, I have reviewed your paperwork and determined whether there's probable cause for your arrest. If there was no probable cause, you'll be released today and you'll be given another court date. If I found probable cause, I'll ask you some questions to determine whether your bond will be increased, decreased, or whether you'll have any other bond conditions assessed against you. Please only answer the questions that I'm asking you. They're designed not to violate your right to remain silent and formatted not to get you into any more trouble. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, I'll appoint the public defender's office for you today. If y'all can raise your right hand so I can place you under oath. Jail, can you verify their hands are raised?
Yes, ma'am, they're raised.
Solemnly swear or affirm testimony before the court will be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Danielle Mears.
You said that.
Have your date of birth?
5/24/01.
All right, you are here today for a grand theft. There's probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes, please.
All right, very good. I also see you have a pending case right now in front of Judge Merritt for a possession of controlled substance and possession of marijuana.
Yeah,
All right, you have the public defender on that case as well?
I think so, yeah. I was just bailed out. Yeah, yesterday or the day before.
I got you. May 1st, actually. Yeah. Okay. So there's probable cause to believe that you committed another crime while you were out on bond. Because of that, I'm going to revoke your bond under 2020 CF 707. You'll be held without bond on that case. You're entitled to bond on this new case. I'm going to set your bond at $5,000. We're going to set both of your cases in front of Judge Merritt on May 26th at 1:15. Someone from the public defender's office will reach out to you, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you. Brianna Graziani. Can I have your date of birth?
6/13/96.
You are here today for carrying a concealed firearm, possession of controlled substance, possession of firearm by a felon, battery, and criminal mischief. Your bond amounts are about $11,000. There's probable cause for your arrest on all 5 of those. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yeah.
I'll appoint the public defender's office, and I know she's got criminal history, but
Yes, ma'am. And then just so you know, it includes, she has driving 2019, marijuana 2019. But it does include another carrying concealed firearm, improper exhibition, disorderly conduct. Those are all 2019 as well. Looking to see if there's more of us and if there's anything else related to that. Looks like there's a disorderly fighting charge as well, 2016, and some trespass.
All right, I'm going to address you on Maureen Drive and Holiday. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
About 5 years.
Do you have a job?
No, I got laid off because of coronavirus.
Okay, what kind of work did you do?
Construction.
All right.
Remodeling houses.
All right, I'm going to keep all your bonds the same, and you have a court date on June 1st at 1:30. If you do bond out, make sure the clerk of court has your address so they know where to find you if we do need to change your address, okay? If we do need to
Okay,
change
how
your
much
court
was
date.
my bond again?
It's the same amount.
Nobody ever told me the amount.
I did, but 11,000.
All right, I'll be up today. Thank you.
Robert Hardeman,
Yes, ma'am.
can I have your date of birth?
March 23rd, 1980.
You are here today for a felony petty theft. Your bond amount is $2,000. There's probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Wait, the public defender's office, any of the criminal history?
Yes, ma'am, there's quite a bit. Just to note, though, there's 3 open cases, one in front of, I believe it's in front of you, yes, ma'am, one in front of you, and then there's 2 in front of Judge Merritt, it looks like. Berg conveyance, Berg structure with a trespass, and then your case is a driving and a registration case. Same as for our
Do you have any of those case numbers?
Yes, ma'am, we have one right here. We have 2020 CT 1194 is yours, 2020 CF 0251. And 2019 CF 2122.
Okay, and the CT case is driving on suspended driver's license?
Yes, ma'am. No motor vehicle registration as well.
Is this the petty theft I was just arraigned on? Enhanced to a felony now?
The charge that you're here for today is a felony
Yes.
petty theft. It's based on it's a felony because you have prior petty theft, so now you're being charged.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am, but I was just arraigned on petty theft like 2 days ago, or 3 or 4 days ago. I was just wondering if this is the same one, just enhanced to a felony now. Or is this a totally completely new charge?
Judge, he was here for some warrants on 2 cases. So I think that those are, he's talking about a different instance.
Okay.
Apparently when they arrested him on the prior warrants, that he's already been the first appearance on, they found the tag in his car. It just lagged along for a couple of days.
All right. Are you able to talk to anyone at the jail yet? Do you do it by phone or? You're not able to have contact?
They've opened up the visitation center for us.
Oh, okay, all right, so you're able to get in something. Right. So I have the public defender appointed on your case. He's going to go through all of your cases and offer you a lot of clarity about what's going on. In the meantime, you have a misdemeanor case for driving without suspended driver's license and no motor vehicle registration. Did you want to take care of that case today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Are you appointed on that case? Do you know, Mr.
I
Robert?
don't know.
Okay. All right, if you want to take care of that case, I'll go ahead and give you 2 days in the Hernando County Jail, give you credit for the 2 days that you have in on that case, and you just have to make payment arrangements for your fines and court costs, which will be $450, and then you'll have to pay the public defender fee if they were appointed on your case, which I'm not sure at this point if they were. You want to go ahead and take care of it today?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that by taking care of this case, that you're giving up the right to have a hearing, and giving up the right to have a trial, confront the witnesses against you, and giving up right to have the state prove the case against you? Do you want to give up those rights in order to take care of this case today?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
With regard to the driving on suspended driver's license and no motor vehicle registration in 2020 CT 1194, how do you plead? Complete no contest.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll accept your
No
plea no
contest.
contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily entered. Adjudicate you guilty. Send you to 2 days in the Hernando County Jail. Give you credit for 2 days. You'll have fines and court costs of $450 assessed against you and cost of incarceration for those 2 days. Now, with regard to this petty theft charge, you're entitled to a bond on this case. I'm going to set your bond at $5,000, but I'm going to revoke your bond on the 2020 CF 0258 and 2019 CF 2122. We're going to set all of those cases. Do you know when they're set for, Charles?
No, I don't know. I didn't see that.
526. We're going to reset all of those cases for 526, and hopefully you can take care of all of them on that day, okay?
So are you setting all my bonds at that, or just?
Your bond for the felony petty theft, I'm setting at $5,000, but I'm revoking your bond on your 2 of your open cases. And you're going to stay in jail until 5/26, and then talk to a public defender on that day, and you can take care of it then. Okay?
I didn't know Okay. I didn't know I had a bond on the other ones. I thought it was a no bond.
Okay. All right, very good. Thanks. Can you guys hear me there at the jail?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Judge Heelis. You're here today for first appearance. Before court today, I had the opportunity to look over all of your paperwork, and I've read your probable cause affidavits, and I've already determined whether there was probable cause for your arrest. If I found there was no probable cause for your arrest, you will be released today. That does not mean that your case is dismissed. It just means that the law enforcement officer did not give me what I needed to find probable cause today, and you will be given a new court date. If I did find probable cause in your case, I'll ask you some questions to determine your bond. I'll determine whether your bond will stay the same, whether it will increase, decrease, or whether you'll have any other bond conditions. Please only answer the questions that I'm asking you. They are specifically designed not to violate your right to remain silent and formatted not to get you into any more trouble. You'll have the opportunity to let me know if you want the public defender appointed on your case today. If you cannot afford a lawyer, I'll appoint the public defender's office for you. At this time, I'd like everyone to raise your right hand so I can place you under oath. Solemnly swear or affirm the testimony before the court with the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. All right, put your hands down as I call your name. Please come forward. Ronald Fusco. Mr. Fusco, can I have your date of birth?
July 24th, 1960.
Very good. You are here today for driving on a suspended driver's license and having an unregistered motor vehicle. Your bond amounts are totaling $1,500. There is probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you, sir?
Yes.
All right, I'll appoint the public defender's office. I have the driving record. Is there anything else I need, sir?
Your Honor, this is criminal history from about 4 different states.
Okay.
It's pretty thick, going all the way back into the early 90s.
Is it mostly driving, though? I see the driving records.
Driving, drugs, were the main things I've seen.
Okay. All right, so I have an address for you on Lancer Road in Shady Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
I've been in the area for 3 years.
Okay. And do you have a job, sir?
Yes.
All right. What kind of work do you do?
I do fence for John Davis at Davis Fence.
Okay. Is his record, the last things I'm really showing on his record for criminal offenses are from the driving record or from 2005 and 2007?
No, he has
things in that?
failure to register motor vehicle in 2018, as well as possession of controlled substance from 2018, convicted. Those were out of Pasco. And failure to appear out of Citrus and in 2004-05. He was in another state in between that.
Okay. All right, Mr. Fusco, I'm going to set your bond at $200 each, and I need to see you back to court on May 22nd.
Uh-huh.
If you do bond out between now and May 22nd, you'll be given another court date, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Excuse me.
Peter Korth. Can I have your date of birth?
9/6/1977.
You were here today for a domestic battery. There's probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you, sir?
Yeah.
Yes. I'll appoint the public defender's office. And state.
Yes, Your Honor. It looks like he did about 18 months in DOC in 2015 for a grand theft from a dwelling. That was dropped down from a burglary of a dwelling. I have a driving license suspended. And a possession of cocaine that was ultimately dropped in 2015. Another driving license suspended in cocaine in 2014. And a marijuana charge. And I do not see any out-of-state history.
All right, Mr. Korth, I have an address to you on Yonts Road in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
30 years.
Do you have a job?
Yes.
What kind of work do you do?
I am I'm a diesel mechanic. I work at Don's Truck and Auto in Brooksville.
All right. I'm going to set you a bond in this case, but as a condition of bond, I need to order that you have no contact with Penny Highseller, okay? Don't have any contact with her whatsoever. Don't call, don't write, don't email. Do not have anyone else call her. Do not go within 500 feet of her residence, employment, school, or vehicle. No text messaging, social media, technological contact whatsoever. I need to hold you until 4 o'clock today in case she wants to file any civil paperwork against you. That way we know where to find you. And I'll go ahead and set your bond at $500, and we'll see you back on May 22nd, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Jaron Sims. Have your date of birth?
09/14/1996.
You were here today for possession of marijuana, possession of paraphernalia, and a violation of a domestic violence injunction. There's probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes.
My public defender's office on each of your cases. Thanks.
These are the only charges I see.
All right, I have an address for you. I don't have an address for you. Where are you living these days?
Say it again?
Where do you live?
I was living in a motel at the time.
Okay. Is that where you're going to be living if you're able to bond out?
Yeah.
Okay, what motel is that?
Motel 6.
Is that in Brooksville?
It's either Spring Hill or Brooksville.
All right. And how long have you been in Hernando County? How long have you been in the area?
I lived in Spring Hill for like 5 years.
Okay. And you have any type of employment? You work?
I was working at security in Colorado.
Okay. Do you have any employment here in Hernando?
No, not right now.
Okay. All right. Were you staying in the motel with Tanya?
No, I actually have all my stuff still at the motel, and if I don't get back there,
Okay, well, throw that in a minute. Just answer my questions, remember? Where were you living with Tanya as of yesterday?
No.
Okay. Okay, stop. Don't say anything. I don't want you to say anything that could be used against you, so it's okay. So you know that I need to order no contact, so you can't have any contact with Tanya, okay? So you can't go within 500 feet of wherever she's living, even if it's in a motel. You can't go within 500 feet of her hotel room. You can't go within 500 feet of her employment, school, vehicle, wherever she might be. You have to stay 500 feet away. You can't call her. You can't write her. You can't email her. I don't have any contact with her whatsoever. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, I haven't contacted her at all.
Okay, you don't need to say anything. I need to hold you until 4 o'clock today. Well, I guess I don't because there's already an injunction.
Already in injunction.
Okay. And you said that, now, do you have property that you need to get from Tanya? Is that what you were trying to tell me?
No.
You have everything you need?
No.
Okay.
My stuff is still at the motel.
Okay.
I don't know why my mom has even brought into this, because I still don't know why I'm arrested.
Okay.
They still haven't told me that.
Okay, well, I thought I told you it's for a violation of an injunction. It's based
What
on...
is an injunction? That's...
Okay. Again, I don't want you to say anything that could be used against you later. So let me explain this to you. There was an injunction, a temporary injunction for protection against domestic violence filed against you. And apparently on April 24th, you violated that injunction. So that's what the allegation is. And the allegation is that you... And don't say anything. I don't want you to say anything that is going to get you into trouble. Okay, I'm just telling you what's in front of me. That you were prohibited from telephoning, contacting Tanya Cathouse directly or indirectly. Signed by Judge Toner and served on you on July 25th, 2019 by the Gilpin County Sheriff's Office in Colorado. And that a few days later, you contacted, I'm sorry, was in July. So then in April, probably like 6 months later, you contacted Tanya. She did not answer, but you left a message. So that is the allegation, okay? So you don't have to say anything else. That's the allegation on the injunction. Okay, so you're going to have a bond, and as a condition of bond, as a condition of getting out of jail, you can't contact her, okay? So your bond amount is going to be $1,000 on the injunction, and you have a court date of May 22nd. You also have these other charges here, possession of marijuana and possession of drug paraphernalia. Right, those are going to be $500 each, and you have the court date on May 22nd. And if you're unable to bond that, someone from the public defender's office will be back to you soon, okay?
Okay.
All right.
$1,000.
Robert Vaughn.
500 times 2.
Can I have your date of birth?
12/31/1981.
You are here today for driving on a suspended driver's license, possession of marijuana under 20 grams, possession of methamphetamine with intent to sell, possession of paraphernalia, and possession of cocaine and criminal mischief. There's probable cause for each of these. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yeah.
All right. Point down on both of your cases. And any other prior records, Steve?
Multiple driver's license suspended as early as 2018. It looks like you may have served some prison time for that. Drug charges, grand theft, basic grand theft, not a grand theft auto. I have a burg dwelling as well in 2018. Got 10 months out of Fernando in that. Also, probation violations out of Pasco for criminal mischiefs and failure to appear, and just driver license suspended. So.
Okay. All right, Mr. Vaughn, I have an address here on Oxenham Ave in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
5 years.
And do you have a job?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, on the one case that we have the driving unsuspended driver's license, the marijuana, the meth, the paraphernalia, and the cocaine, we're going to go ahead and keep all of your bonds the same on that case. It's going to be about $5,500, and you have a court date on May 26th, and then you have the criminal mischief case. We're going to keep that at $2,000, and you have a court date on May 26th. I've appointed the public defender. If you're unable to bond out, they'll reach out to you soon, okay?
Yep.
Michael Craig. Can I have your date of birth?
January 2nd, 1981.
All right, you are here today for possession of controlled substance, possession of methamphetamine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Your bond amounts are about $8,000 right now. I found probable cause for your arrest on these. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you, sir?
Yeah.
I'll appoint the public defender's office. And criminal history?
Your Honor, he just got out of the Department of Corrections in December 2019 for violating probation for possessions of controlled substances here in Hernando County. Also in his history, I have fleeing to elude in 2017,
Driving license suspended out of that same incident. And then in 2016, I had possession of controlled substance and New Legend drug that were dropped. A domestic battery in 17 that was dropped. Battery in 2009 convicted of. That was originally an use of elderly or disabled adult with great harm that was dropped down to a battery, just for the record. And then he got a PTI in 2008 for battery second and for a misdemeanor battery the year before. Okay. Mr. Craig, I have an address here on Carlton Street in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
Just been my whole life.
Do you have a job?
Yeah.
What kind of work do you do?
Painting and pressure washing and handyman services.
I'm going to go ahead and keep all of your bonds the same, and we're going to see you back to court on May 26th at 9 o'clock in the morning, okay?
All right.
Andrew Smith. All right, Mr. Smith, you are here today for domestic battery and found probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you, sir?
Yeah.
I'll appoint the public defender's office for you. Any other criminal history?
Your Honor, this is all I received this morning. It was a piece of paper that says no criminal history record, but it doesn't even have his name or social or anything run on it, so.
Okay. Then how do you know it has to do with him?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
That's all that was attached to his paperwork, so I don't know if he has one or not.
Right. All right, Mr. Smith, you did say you wanted a public defender, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I have an address to you on Spring Hill Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
2 years.
Okay. Do you have a job?
Pest bear, pest control.
Okay. All right, and the address on Spring Hill Drive, is that also, you're going to have to help me with her name. Is it Alejana?
Aldiana COVID.
Yeah. Algiana. Is that close?
Yeah,
Miss
DJ
Kovic.
sign.
Miss Kovic. Got it. Okay, so does she also live at the Spring Hill Drive address?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you have someplace else you can go while this case is being figured out?
Figure it out. My mom's, yes,
Okay, is your mom in Hernando County?
she lives in Inverness.
Okay. We just need to find a way. You might want to give the jail that address before you leave the jail so that you make sure if you get a new court date, we're able to find you. Because of what's going on now with the pandemic, a lot of court dates are being changed, so you want to make sure to get your mail, okay?
Oh.
All right, I need to order that you have no contact with Ms. Kovic. Don't have any contact with her whatsoever. Do not call, do not write, do not email. Do not go within 500 feet of her residence, employment, school, or vehicle. No text messaging, social media, or technological contact with her whatsoever. If you have any contact with Ms. Kovic while this case is pending, you will be charged with another crime and held without bond. Do you understand that?
Yes,
All right, I
ma'am.
need to hold you until 4 o'clock today in case she wants to file any civil paperwork against you. I'm going to go ahead and set your bond at $500, and we'll see you back to court on May 22nd, okay?
Okay.
All right. Derek Thompson. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can I have your date of birth?
5/17/88.
All right. You are here today for possession of methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia. Your bonds are $2,000 and $1,000. There's probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes.
I'll appoint the public defender's office. It needs criminal history.
Your Honor, the last thing I see is about 6 years ago with a dealing in stolen property and falsification. And I have a resisting with violence in 2007, and then a DUI in 2007.
All right, Mr. Thompson, I have an address to you on Edderington Drive in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
No,
Okay, do you have a job?
yes.
What kind of work do you do?
Work at the appliance store.
Okay. All right, I'm going to set your bonds at $1,500. We'll see you back to court on June 1st at 1:30 in the afternoon, okay?
Okay.
Christopher Wilfong?
He's bonded.
Your Honor, he's bonded.
Oh, cool. I'm always the last to know. All right, so is that everybody? All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks.
Don't come on up, please.
What was this request?
Line 3 of this door.
Good morning, folks. My name is Kurt Hitzman, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. The purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if there's probable cause for those charges. Probable cause simply means it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, and more likely than not that you're the person who committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this morning, I presume that you're innocent of these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings, unless and until the State Attorney's Office is able to prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release this morning, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit of the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be. And if you would like the services of the public defender, I will gladly appoint the PD to represent you this morning. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you have not had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. And I need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. I'll solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please step forward to the podium. Terry Spencer. Morning, Mr. Spencer. What's your date of birth?
3187.
All right, Mr. Spencer, the charge is battery. There's probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint an attorney from the public defender's office?
Private counsel.
All right. And state, what do you got?
He doesn't have anything in Florida, but he has an Oklahoma firearm charge that I don't know the resolution of.
Okay.
2017, and an older 2007. I'm not sure what it is in Oklahoma.
All right. And Terry, I've got an address for you on Bondview Lane in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
Almost 3 years.
All right. Does Mr. Powell live there too?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
No, I just had a double hip replacement. I can't work yet.
Okay. How long has Mr. Powell lived there?
2 years.
Okay. Terry, what is the chance if I let you go back there that you and Mr. Powell are going to mix it up again?
We normally don't get into it, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll tell you what, I'm going to let you go home. I'm going to set a bond and let you go home, but if you guys get in any trouble again, then you're going to wind up back in jail without bond. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay.
Your Honor, can we ask for no alcohol as a condition?
Yeah, I'm not going to do that either, but I understand what you're doing. Okay. So, Terry, I'll set the bond at $500. Condition of the bond is that if you have contact with Mr. Powell, it has to be peaceful contact. That means any contact that you have with him must be described as peaceful, so much as raising your voice, could result in you back in jail without a bond. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. We'll have you back in court on the 22nd of May. When you contact your attorney, make sure he knows about that court date, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Robert Hardiman. Sorry. Morning, Robert. Date of birth?
March 23rd, 1980.
Robert, I got two warrants. The first one is signed by Judge Merritt. The second one is signed by Judge Toner. Those are both for failing to appear. And then we have new arrest for driving on a suspended license and unregistered motor vehicle. There's probable cause for those. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'll appoint the PD. Judge Merritt set your bond at no bond. I'm not going to change that. You'll be back in front of him on the 26th of May. Judge Toner set your bond at no bond. Do we need to send him back to Judge Toner on that one, or can we send them both to Merritt?
Which case is older, the Merritt case?
Whoever
has the case first.
The Merritt case is older, yes.
Unless he has to be arraigned in front of Judge Toner first. I don't know how that.
Well, let's send it to Merritt and let him figure it out.
Yes.
I'll have both cases, both the felonies then, I'll have back on the 26th of May. But they're both no bond. And then on the misdemeanor charges, I'll leave those at $500 on each count. I'll have those back on the 20th of May, and a public defender will come see you before you go to court, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Judge, it says Pasco County's agency. Are we picking people up now from other counties? Or?
No, they're just telling us that he has a warrant there.
Oh,
they haven't served
okay.
it.
So there's a whole, all right.
Yep, doesn't mean a thing anymore. Ashton Posey. Morning, Mr. Posey. What's your date of birth?
4191.
Ashton, you're hearing a warrant signed by Judge Toner. Apparently, he thinks you failed to appear in his court on a possession of controlled substance and possession of medicinal drug back in December. As to those charges, Ashton, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Yes, sir. I'm supposed to have a state's attorney present in court today to talk to you about those charges.
The state attorney?
The state's attorney, Miss Weisner.
Miss who?
Weisner. Celia Weisner.
Nope.
No, I need. I don't know what I'm doing. Then I was brought in here on false pretenses, and I need to contact somebody to find out what's going on.
You weren't brought here on false pretenses. You were brought here on an arrest warrant.
Yeah, I mean, what I meant was that the court has been sending my mail to the wrong address. I have proof of that.
Guess where they got that address?
Where?
From you.
No, I put apartment. Oh, I'm sorry.
What's your address?
13460. You got me so flustered right now.
I hardly said a word. You were doing all the talking.
Because this is all a mistake, like a paperwork mistake. And I tried to make it back to Toner's court, and the date got changed without me finding out, so I got an FTA on that.
Okay,
I never ran.
Ashton, let me just tell you what I see, all right? Because I don't know nothing about nothing. I'm just here to tell you there's a warrant. And on the paperwork I have, it shows your address is 15825 Homewood Lane. On the bottom of page, hang on, don't interrupt me now. I'm trying to tell you what I got. On the bottom of page 3, where you signed your name, you wrote 15825 Homewood Lane. The warrant says 15825 Homewood Lane. That's all I'm looking at, okay? So, now, before we go into this any further, and believe me, there's nothing I'd rather do, because they're not giving me much to do lately, and sit around and chat about this. But I can't today, because this is a felony case, and they don't let me handle these cases, because they're too hard for me. So, all I can do is tell you that the warrant says no bond. I'm not going to change it. I'm going to send you back to see Judge Toner on the 20th of May. In between now and then, if you tell me you want the public defender, they can come out and talk to you and try to clear this up. you want the public defender?
Yes, sir.
All right. Very good. Thank you. Brian Velez. Morning, Brian. What's your date of birth?
9/6/91.
Very good. Brian, I got 5 charges today. Driving under the influence, resisting without violence, possession of drug paraphernalia, driving on a suspended license, and operating an unregistered motor vehicle. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
I would like a public defender,
I'll
please.
appoint the PD. State, what do you got?
So it looks like there's a bunch of arrests, but not very many convictions. He's got a 2018 delinquency for burglary.
Looks like there's a prior DUI in
Resisting
2017.
without. Let's see. He has a battery in 2018.
Okay. Brian, I got an address for you on Dean Street in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
6 years.
Do you have a job these days?
I was working at Shutter Scratch Kitchen, but because of the coronavirus, I'm not really working right now.
Okay.
A lot of it's shut down.
Okay. All right. On the DUI, I'm going to set the bond at $1,000. On the other 4 charges at $500. That's then going to be a total of $3,000. You'll be back in court on the 22nd of May. Very important that you contact the public defender if you get out, all right?
Okay.
Thank you.
Do I have a bond?
Yeah, your bond is $3,000 total.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Thomas Peterson.
Yes, sir.
Morning, Thomas. Date of birth?
12/9/64.
All right, Thomas, I got 2 issues. The first is a grand theft. There's probable cause for that, and then it appears you're currently on felony probation. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And so we got a probable cause arrest for the VOP. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'll appoint the PD. Bond on the VOP is going to be no bond, of course. I'll leave the bond on the theft at $2,000. And then we'll send both of these cases back to court on the 20th of May. Looks like they told you the 26th. The right day is the 20th. And the PD will come see you before you go to court, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Michael Morales Acosta. Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
August 2nd, 2000.
All right. You're here on a warrant out of Hillsborough County. The judge that signed that warrant thinks you failed to appear on a criminal charge. Looks like driving on a suspended license. And he or she set your bond at $2,500. At the moment, I can't change that. If you can post that bond, Michael, then you can get out of jail here, go down to Tampa, find out when they want you in court. If you can't post that bond, I can't make you any promises about when Hillsborough is likely to come because of the situation with the pandemic, but it could be a while. So just letting you know that until they're ready to come and get you, you would sit here if you can't post that bond. So work hard to get that bond posted, all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. Danielle Maris.
Yes, sir.
Morning, young lady. What's your date of birth?
I'm sorry.
What's your date of birth?
9/24/01.
Danielle, I've got 2 charges today, possession of controlled substance and possession of marijuana. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, do you wish to represent yourself? You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender. State what you got.
No convictions.
Okay. Young lady, I have an address for you on Hallow Avenue in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you lived there?
7 years.
All right. Still live with your folks?
Yes.
Do they know where you are this morning?
Nope.
Okay. Is it going to matter when they find out?
I tried calling. No one would let me call them yesterday.
Okay. And what have you been doing with yourself lately? You working or going to school? What's going on?
Well, I was supposed to go to Job Corps, but now I got arrested, so I can't.
Okay. All right. On the controlled substance, they'll set your bond at $500. On the possession of marijuana at ROR, so your total is $500. You'll be back in court on the 26th of May. When you get out, make sure you contact the PD's office right away, okay?
All right, thank you, sir.
Very good. Good luck. Rachel Giovanetti. Incoming. Morning, miss. What's your date of birth?
8/22/78.
All right. Rachel, the charge is battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender. State what you got.
She has some prior thefts and a drop battery in 2017. Also a couple dwellises. Looks like she had PTI for grand theft in 2007.
Okay. And Rachel, I have an address for you on Baltimore Street in Weequahic. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
4 years.
And do you live with Sean?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
No, I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Okay. How many kids you got?
I have 3.
All right, Rachel, I'm going to set your bond at $500. Condition of the bond, however, is that you're going to have no contact with Sean while this charge is pending. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message, you don't contact him through social media, you don't have a third person contact him, you don't go where he lives, you don't go where he works, you don't have any contact of any kind. Any way that you might imagine contacting him, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out about it, your bond can be revoked. You can be held without bond until the charges are resolved. It means no contact even if he wants to contact. So if you answer your phone and hear his voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see him, you should turn around and run away. You need to understand that he cannot drop the charges against you. That is not a decision he gets to make. He may go to the state attorney's office or contact them and tell them he doesn't want you charged, that he doesn't want to proceed with this matter. But that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney handling your case. So unless that person or the judge on your case or your lawyer tells you the charges are dropped, you should assume they are not dropped and you should not have contact. In addition, I've got to hold it today up until 4 p.m. so that if you wanted to get a civil injunction for protection against domestic violence, we'd know where to find you. If you get the civil injunction, it's doubly important that you not have contact because in that case, not only could you get your bond revoked here, but you'd get new charges for violating the injunction. As far as that house on Baltimore Street is concerned, as long as Sean is staying there, you're going to have to stay someplace else until we get this case resolved. You can go by one time to collect your clothes, your toothbrush, whatever you need for wherever you plan to stay. In order to do that, however, you must contact the sheriff's office first. They would meet you there with a deputy who would stand by while you picked up your things and got going where you're going. I'm going to have you back in court on the 22nd of May. Very important that you reach out to the public defender's office when you get out, all right?
Okay.
Thank you. Manuel de la Cruz Perez. Jill, do we know, does he need an interpreter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, well, have him sit back down. I'll do the other one, and then I'll get the interpreter on the line.
Okay. Right.
Bailey Smith.
Yeah, I'm Columbia.
Okay. Morning, Bailey. What's your date of birth?
07/28/03.
Bailey, I have a warrant for you out of Pasco County. The judge that signed the warrant found probable cause for one count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and set your bond at $10,000. I can't change that, unfortunately. If you're able to post that bond, you could get out of jail here, go down to Newport Richey, find out when they want you in court. If you're not able to post that bond, I can't make you any sort of estimate about how long you might wait in jail here. Because of the pandemic, we're not doing a lot of transfers. It might be that Pasco would come to get you, but I can't promise you they would, all right?
Sir, I talked to my PO and he actually told me that the charges were pending and he moved my court date from, I don't remember the last one, but it was, April 26th, and then because of coronavirus, they moved it to June 4th.
Okay.
And I was supposed to go to court for both of those pending charges.
Okay, all pending means is you've been charged. This is a warrant, okay? So whatever was going on there now is a warrant, and that's why you're here, and you're going to have to go to Pasco to sort it out. So whoever it is you've spoken to in the past, you gotta speak to them again and find out what's going on, okay?
Do they pick me up?
That's what I'm trying to tell you, baby. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't be there more than a day or so with Pasco County, but there's not a lot of transport going on. Occasionally, I guess, but I can't make you any promises. I can't order them to come get you. I don't know when they might come get you, but if I were you, I'd reach out to whoever you were talking to before and talk to them again, all right?
So I'm like, can my mom come get me and I go to Pasco?
Nope. All right, thank you.
All right.
Okay. I need Ryan.
Okay, I'll go listen right now.
Thank you much.
Your Honor, would you like to see Abdallah, the add-on?
Yeah, if you've got him. Is this yours, Ray?
It is, Judge. It's just for clarification. Because it's mother calling me.
Yes, ma'am.
I have Ryan.
Okay,
Stand right here. Just look at the TV.
Ryan, hang on a sec, okay? All right, Mr. Abdallah?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Shaw.
Yes, Judge. I just really had to bring back for clarification. Got in this morning and his mother had a phone message for me. I haven't had a chance to call her back. He was before you on April 23rd and you RCO'd him.
Okay.
And the misdemeanor was a March 22nd. It was a battery citation that was issued. And then he picked up the felony charge, which was an April 22nd arrest. I mean, is that what you reflect?
If you say so, okay.
Okay, all right. But, so it was your intent to RCO him on your,
Oh, even though it was an NTA, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So,
Yeah, and the case law supports that.
but, so he's coming back, looks like he's coming back on May 15th. Is it possible to address a bond before the 15th?
Has he resolved the other case?
No, it's still pending. He comes back on his burglary of a conveyance on May 20th.
Yeah, if you want to do a motion, I'll hear it whenever you're ready. Yeah.
I'm just saying if we got the RCO, if we got him bonded on that, then maybe he could come up and post a bond.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, I would definitely. I'll hear. You know how we're doing things, Ray. Anytime you got something, I'm happy to hear it when I'm here. So
Right,
I will not be doing first appearance next week, but certainly the week after.
All right.
And my guess is if you were talked real nice, you could probably get in front of Judge Helis too. So Mark, what he's saying is he's trying to get you a bond motion to see if we can get you a bond on the case where you're being held without bond right now. Sounds like he'll be doing that very soon. Okay.
Your Honor, if I could speak.
Sure.
I have a sick mother out there. My fiance, who is homeless, along with my sick mother. You know, I just as soon as possible. You know, I just had gotten hired on 800 Continental Drive or Boulevard, or whatever it is, doing the complex or whatever they're doing over there. I really gotta get home to my family. Like, I understand that the charges that are against me are serious charges, you know what I mean, and I'll have my day in court. But if we could please set a bond for to set a bond today, please.
I can't, Mark, I can't do it today. I understand the way a bond motion works is he has to do it in writing. The state has to have 3 days notice. So obviously Mr. Shaw is working on it. Things are unusual here. That's why you're here today, because he wants to make sure he can get it in and that I'm okay with that. And the answer was yes. So as soon as possible, we'll do it. Okay. And I'll tell you what, Ray, even next week, if I know ahead of time, if I know with 24 hours advance notice that you want to hear it, I'll make sure I'm here and we'll hear it.
Okay, I'll do that.
So we'll get it in sometime next week, all right, Mark?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you bet. Okay, and then can I have Mr. Dela Cruz? Hi, Ryan. How you doing?
Good morning. Yeah, I'm doing well. How are you, sir?
Good. This gentleman has a warrant out of Hillsborough County. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Buenos días, será su intérprete de inglés. Todo lo que usted diga en español lo voy a repetir en inglés. Todo lo que diga el juez en inglés se lo repito para usted en español. Y yo solamente soy intérprete, no soy abogado, no me puedo intermeter de ninguna forma. Así que repito exactamente lo que se dice. ¿Bien?
Sí.
Mr. De La Cruz, what is your date of birth?
Señor De La Cruz, ¿cuál es su fecha de nacimiento?
5 de marzo de 1997.
March 5th, 1997.
Sir, you're here on a warrant out of Hillsborough County.
Señor, usted está acá por una orden de detención del condado de Hillsborough.
The judge that signed the warrant believes that you failed to appear on a charge of driving under the influence.
El juez que firmó la orden piensa que usted no compareció en una orden de detención por manejar bajo los efectos.
The judge set your bond at $5,000.
Ese juez le fijó la fianza en $5,000.
I cannot change that bond.
Yo no puedo cambiar esa fianza.
If you're able to post the bond, then you should go to Tampa and find out when they want you in court.
Usted puede depositar la fianza y salir. Usted debe de ir a Tampa y averiguar cuándo lo quieren ver en el tribunal.
If you cannot post the bond, then you unfortunately may be in our jail for some time because Hillsborough is not transporting inmates into the pandemic.
Si usted no puede depositar la fianza, entonces desafortunadamente pueda que usted esté en nuestra cárcel por algún tiempo, porque el Hillsborough no está transportando a los reclusos, los reos, dado al pandémico. ¿Entiende usted, señor?
Sí, señor.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Muchísimas gracias.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great day. Interpreter signing off.